All right, today on StudyBall, we are moving to the Arizona Cardinals defense. And as with all of these videos, sometimes I look at the basic overall structure of a defense, how to attack it. Other times I look at something specific that these teams do that make them really, really good or really, really hard to beat, in this case, from an offensive perspective. And so that's what we're going to look at today, is that what made the Cardinals so good defensively was their third down pressure package. Their ability to give you some different looks, sometimes bring in all-out pressure, other times give you an all-out pressure look and then run out of it, and having to be able to decipher that as a quarterback and know where your outs are, know where your quick throws are to be able to beat either one of those defense becomes really, really key against the Arizona Cardinals. Otherwise, just stay out of third down and everything slows down a little bit with this team. But they've got a lot of versatile players that allow them to do a lot of different things. And we're going to take a look at that pressure package that they put in and that gave so many teams problems last year. So all of you quarterbacks are going to understand why this is so difficult. They are going to load up with all their guys up here. Now, this one not quite as difficult because I know I've got a safety in the middle of the field, or at least it appears that way right now. So with that being said, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys up. I've got 5 offensive linemen, 6, and possibly 7 to cover, or one of these guys is going to have to cover my tight end, or I'm going to have a free runner. So in this particular case, not quite as difficult as what we're going to see throughout, but they're just walking everybody up and they're trying to force a bunch of one-on-ones at the line of scrimmage, try to get you to step the wrong direction or communicate wrong. Now they pop out of this. And so, as I said, you recognize the middle safety, lets you know something's probably up. They pop out of this, and basically it just goes to a cover 3 look right here. Even though they're giving you pressure, even though you've got to think and be ready to hit your hots if they bring all of these pressure guys, here they pop out of it. Okay, not quite as difficult. Now I have time. I can throw it, but oftentimes that speeds up a quarterback. They make bad decisions because they're thinking pressure, even if you bail out at the last second. All right, so let's build off of that. So now here we go once again. Got the free safety back. Got all these guys up once again. Okay, last time we saw them bail out. Again, we see the free safety back there. They bail out again. But you see right here, it's almost as this back steps up in here and everybody squeezes, puts him on a defensive end, not something that you want to have happen most of the time. So this is where they get the advantage. Full slide by the offensive line, leaves a back inside out on a defensive end. Not the matchup I want, definitely the matchup the Cardinals want. And now you see the pressure start to come around the edge on Russell Wilson, and he can't hold it and make the plays down the field. Got to make a play on the move, and this is where we start to see the progression of the defense. We're trying to get overloads. We're trying to get matchup issues with these pressure looks, make your quarterback speed up, make somebody up front make a bad decision, and now we're winning defensively because we're forcing your quarterback to move. All right, here's where it gets sticky, right? Talked about that free safety back on those other 2. No free safety back right now. So what happens is now we know that we're assuming man, man, man right here, man on the backside. So we got man across the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys right there, okay? If you want to add this guy, he's the 8th guy. If your tight end blocks and you've got 5, 6, or 7, either way, they've got more guys up in this box than you can block. That's what they want to do, is they want to give you that look. They want to try to make you figure out who to block, and then they're hoping with their pressure packages that you block 7 guys that they're not necessarily bringing, and then the 8th guy comes free. You block 7 guys that they're not necessarily bringing, and the 8th guy comes free, or they bring all 8 of them and you can't block them all, and we believe we're better than you on the back end. So they're giving you that blitz 0 look, walking everybody up. What are they going to do? We saw them jump out of it the last couple times. What are we going to do here? Oh, we're going to bring some of the guys on the edges Other guys are going to drop. Looks like man-to-man coverage. I don't know, this guy's not covering his guy. This guy's popping out. Looks like man over here. And again, it just leads to confusion and you having to know, okay, who can I throw it to? What do I got here? And once again, we're getting Russell Wilson to hold the football. We got guys coming on all kinds of edges because everybody's not quite sure who to block. We got this guy looping, this guy coming around here, all these problems while you have to hold the football and figure it out. Boom, leads to big time plays and sacks on third down situations. All right, here we come again. We're overloading the front. We got more guys up there than you can block. What are you going to do? Who's going to block who? Now they run out at the last second. You get that free safety going back, but now we go over here and we mess up the protection here. So now we get 2-on-1 with the back over to this side. Now we're going to get free runner going right here because we're off, forcing you to throw the quick throw. Now we got to rally up and we got to make that tackle and we got to try to prevent the first down. So many different fun looks that we've got to decipher. Here we go, free safety back again. That's always going to be a key for me as a quarterback. Free safety back. Oh, but wait, right? Free safety back. We got to assume, oh, he's going to cover here. He's going to cover here. He's going to cover there. They've got 7 guys up. We've got 7 guys to block, and we're going to be okay here because there's a free safety. Oh, just hold on a second. Now, what are we going to do? Forget that mess. Now we're going to come and bring all of these guys. We're going to let the free safety run down and cover man from depth. You got to recognize it. Probably wouldn't recognize that or see that. So now they're going to have a chance to have a free runner. Now this guy doesn't green dog here, or he would have an opening right there. But because he stayed back, we got everybody protected. But Russell recognizes it. He's got off coverage. Let me just take the quick throw to that side. But you see how funky these different looks are, how many different ways they can attack you, and why it gives so many teams problems, but really well done right here. I got off coverage. Let's just make this game easier, get the ball out of my hands, go get a first down. Walk up again. We got the free safety back. So free safety back once again. That's going to be a key for any quarterback. Free safety back. Most of the time I'm expecting him to stay back, even though we saw the last play he's trying to run down with depth. But if he runs down from depth, hopefully I can get the ball into that playmaker's hands before he gets there if I need to. But they're going to walk guys up here, and then you're going to see. They're going to be playing some man-to-man coverage, and then they're going to pop out these defensive ends because those guys are athletic guys. We're going to pop those guys out. So we're playing man-to-man coverage, but then we got 2 cop guys on the inside taking away some of those throws. So give you a pressure look, then pop out of it. You got to find that one-on-one guy. You got to try to fit it into some tight windows. Really, really like this package by the Arizona Cardinals defense. They're not done yet. And so we've seen both games against Seattle. And that's the other thing, is that there's different nuances within this. The first game, we saw the walk up, the drop out to cover 3. Come back this game, and now we're seeing the disguise blitz 0, or like the last play, we're seeing the 5 up, walk up, and then boom, all of a sudden the defensive ends are popping out. So they're given different nuances that you can't say, oh, well, last time we played them, they did this. Here they go again. Okay, so this is very similar to what they did last time. They're walking all these guys up here, and what they're going to do is they're going to drop to that cover 3 again. Safety back, corners are back, they're going to drop to cover 3. Last time they did it from outside positions. So now they're going to drop from inside positions and bring outside pressure. So we're going to try to get you to step down and block all these guys on the inside. Then we're going to try to get free runners coming from the outside. And you see it. Bingo. We got exactly what we wanted. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Up. Nobody's on that guy. Even though when you look at this, they're bringing 1, 2, 3, 4 guys against 5 blockers, but they're giving you different looks. They're walking up. They're forcing the offensive lineman to have to think. And they're trying to get you to step one direction and give my free hitter with Buda Baker coming outside. And we're going to go get Russell Wilson down once again, or at least force an errant throw on 3rd down and force them to punt. Okay, so here again, now it looks like they're sitting back in a 3rd down look. not walking everybody up, but the pressure's still coming. Love to bring pressure. Boom, 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 boom. Going to bring this guy off the edge. This guy's coming down here to cover the tight end from that deep spot as we saw in the lat split zero. And now they fool you the other direction. Instead of you thinking blitz and them popping out, now you're thinking, oh, they're playing coverage. And then at the last second, they bring blitz zero. They're going to have a free runner somewhere. You hesitate at all. He jumps. Now you've got to go create once again, instead of knowing, hey, if I know it's blitz zero, boom, put my foot in the ground, throw that ball right now. Get that thing out right now to one of your guys right here or right here. But they fooled us by sitting back on that one. Yet still, you got to always expect the pressure, or at least a pressure look from these Cardinals on third down. Now creates an interception for the defense off of a little bit of hesitation. All right, so these two plays came in overtime against Seattle. So we're in overtime. We're trying to force the issue a little bit. Seattle's starting to move the football. We got everybody coming up here. Now we've got everybody having to step down to block those guys. We're going to bring the extra guy off the edge like we just saw. And it's going to create a sack here as everybody else on the inside, right? We just saw this. Those four guys on the inside. We got a sack earlier in this game, or at least a throwaway. Let's come back with this blitz. Boom, boom. And now we're going to get ourselves a sack off the edge. Really well done there. Then they come back. And they're going to give that same blitz zero look. All right, Seattle recognizes it. Seattle saw it one time. This is a great way to beat the blitz zero. We saw it earlier, the quick out to lock it, got off coverage, take it, get the ball into your playmaker's hands. Here's another one. Oh, we saw this look before. You brought blitz zero, even though it was looking like soft coverage. Let me throw it out to my receiver right here, get it into my guy's hands quickly. They do that. I'm going to take this to the house. Unfortunately, they're going to call a penalty here. I believe it was that low block right there, or maybe it was offensive holding on the inside, but called a penalty on this one. But perfect play call, recognition of that. This is what you got to do if you're going to beat this Cardinals defense, is win third down against their blitz packages. But you got to make sure you're good across the board. Otherwise, you get a great play called back, and that's what the pressure does. It forces you to do things that are unorthodox. You're a little bit out of position. You hold, you make a bad block, and now all of a sudden they're winning instead of you're winning, even though you're doing everything else right. Okay, so here's the last play in overtime. Seen this a couple times. Got us on a sack last time. I know that outside guy likes to come. They brought that guy, and they've got me on sacks twice. Now you got Russell Wilson thinking, hey, I know we're not going to block that guy. So we've got to get the ball out of my hands quickly. But shoot, they're going to bounce out of it. He's trying to make a play. All these guys really know where to throw. It was more just a panic situation because he knows what's happened earlier in the game. Don't really have a great answer, or that's your great answer, but trying to fit it in here, they pop out on the inside, they get an interception, they finish this game. Cardinals win this game in overtime because of this blitz package and the Seattle Seahawks not being able to take advantage of it. One time, it was getting the right play, but having a holding penalty. The other time, here, trying to force a play that's not there and making a bad play worse. All right, so there you go. It is not an easy look to attack offensively. You have to have a great plan, know what you're seeing, and you see they come up in each game and they've got some little nuances that they add to it. You got to figure out what those nuances are and figure out a way to be able to beat that offensively. If you don't, those are the kind of things that are going to happen. You saw negative play after negative play after negative play, because they force you to have to think. They force you to step one direction, and then they come at you or attack you in a different direction. Really, really well done. I love what Arizona does in that third down package, and that's what is going to determine what they are defensively. Do they win more of those battles, or do the offenses get a beat on that and find a way to have answers this year? Will determine a lot on how far the Arizona Cardinals go.